Welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about spheres. So we're going to start out with talking about spheres by talking about a great circle. So a great circle is the intersection of a plane and a sphere such that the plane contains the center, I ran out of room here, of the sphere. So basically, if you want to think about it kind of like a globe, so it's if you had a plane that cut through right at the equator, that's the great circle. It's the largest circle that sphere contains because it goes right through the very center of it. So that's what your great circle is. So what is a hemisphere? What is a hemisphere? So a hemisphere is half of a sphere. Excuse me. So we're going to draw a couple examples. First, we're going to draw an example of a sphere. So when you actually draw a sphere, we're going to make an oval that goes through the middle here. And your great circle is actually where that oval is. Okay, and R is there. So for a hemisphere, I'm going to just say this is a sphere. For a hemisphere, it's the same thing, but now we don't need to do the dotted lines for our oval because we could see all of it. It's actually cut in half. Okay. All right, so there's our two pictures. So then volume of this should say sphere, sorry about that, and volume of a hemisphere. So for a sphere, it's going to be 4/3 pi r. This time we're not doing squared though, we're going to do cubed. So 4/3 pi r cubed. Really important, make sure that you remember that cube. That's what a lot of people make mistakes on. They want to do squared like with our cylinders and our cones, but it's actually cubed. So for a hemisphere, we're going to take 4/3 pi r cubed, and we're going to divide by 2. We're just cutting it in half. Okay? All right, let's keep moving then. So this bottom piece, we're going to be labeling some different parts. So our radius, remember we said the radius starts at the center, goes to the edge. So this is our radius. A chord is any segment that touches our circle in two places. So we could have, this one could be a chord. We could also say that this one is a chord, but that's a special kind of chord. We call that one a diameter. So a diameter is a chord. It's just a special type of chord. So then the next one is a tangent. A tangent is similar to a chord, but now it's a line that touches it in exactly one place. So this is a tangent. Okay, so a tangent touches the circle in one place, a chord touches it in two. And then our center, I'm just going to draw a line here. Center is that dot where our radius begins. Okay, so then volume of a sphere, we did already talk about this, but we're going to go ahead and do it again. So 4/3 pi r cubed. Pi r cubed. Okay, all right. Great job with that piece. So now we're going to go on to the back part of it, and we actually have this foldable that we're going to be working on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to split this in half where my fold is. And then for the bottom pieces, I'm just going to trace where I cut my pages open, because those are going to be my pieces. So we're going to start here by just drawing our sphere and hemisphere. And this time we're going to label some dimensions on them. So drawing our sphere. And I'm going to go center over. And this is going to be 3 inches. And for my hemisphere, we're going to go all the way across, and we're going to say 12 inches. Okay? All right, so those are our 2 different shapes that we're going to be working with. So the first one we're going to look at is the hemisphere, so forget about this one. We're going to find the volume of that. So remember, we said volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Pi r cubed. So the only thing we have to fill in here is just the r. So we're going to go volume equals 4/3 pi. R for this one, diameter is 12, so that means r is 6. And then that's cubed. So we're going to do our answer 2 ways in terms of pi. So it's going to be exact, and then we're going to do the decimal approximation. So on our calculators, we're going to do 4/3 times 6 to the 3rd power, which is 288. So that's going to be 288 pi inches cubed. And then if I want my decimal, I'm going to take that times pi. And I get 904. And my decimals, we're going to go 2 decimal places, so I get 7/8. 7/8 inches cubed. Okay? All right, so then now we're going to go on to the sphere over here. So volume this time, again, volume equals, oh my goodness, you know what we forgot? This is a hemisphere, so the whole thing has to be divided by 2. We forgot to divide by 2. So then this actually ends up being, I can't believe I just did that, 144 pi inches cubed. And this one here, let's divide that by 2, is 452.40 inches cubed. Oh my goodness. See how easy that is to forget that piece? A hemisphere, we had to divide by 2. Make sure that you're remembering that part. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry about that. Okay, so then moving on to our sphere, now we're just going to do 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so for this one, our r is 3, so 3 cubed. So now we're going to plug that into our calculator, and we're going to do 4/3 pi, 3 cubed, no pi this time, and I get 36. So I get V equals 36 pi, and that's going to be inches cubed. And then when we move on to our decimal, now we're going to plug in the pi button, so times pi, and we get 113, 113, and 2 decimal places is going to be 10 inches cubed. Okay? All right, great job with that. I apologize for forgetting about that 1/2 with our hemisphere. I got sidetracked there and completely forgot. So really, really important that you make sure you remember when it's a hemisphere, we have to cut it in half. Okay, that is all that I have for you today. Have a great day. I'll see you later.